To this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. I just want to congratulate Ben and Brenda this morning for their wedding anniversary. They've been together for years. La da 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 da. The anniversary was with you. We'll be singing that to each other today. Congratulations to Ben and Brenda this morning. Ben's at the top there. You got the first message in this morning. That's the first time, Ben. Congratulations. Very pleased for you. Will you be doing anything? Like a special meal or just a night indoors? I don't think there's anything wrong with a night indoors. You don't need to go to any like flash poncy restaurant, you know, spending God knows how much money on a meal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Toby Carvery, dear. $5.99 all you can eat. Get her down one of those, love. I like those. I'm not keen on posh restaurants. I'm really not. I do, as you know, I do like the old going to a nice posh hotel for an afternoon tea or like some sort of country mansion. I like that. And I'm prepared to pay for that as well. I do like that. But posh dinners, no. I mean, I don't really do it for me. Especially on those dinners where you only get a tiny little bit on the plate. It's just a waste of time going in the first place, isn't it? So congratulations to Ben and Brenda this morning. I hope you're ready for the hot weather, boys and girls. In particular, if you're in London and Lincolnshire, they're the two areas that are going to get the best of it, and anywhere in between there, sort of that's the top and that's the bottom. So that's perfect for me. I'm in both places, not at once. I haven't managed to split I am not God. I know some of you think I am. I'm not God, okay? Ben had a Toby Carvery last night as I'm working tonight. Oh, fair enough. There you go. Toby Carvery's taking her out for a Toby Carvery after, what is it, was it 34? I can't remember how many years you've been together. After 34 years of marriage, he took her out to a Toby Carvery. You tight-fisted old bastard. Honestly, you would have thought you got something better than that, wouldn't you? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Well done, Ben. Anyway, Brits are set to sizzle in scorching 34 degrees temperatures. You think that's all right? Well, thank God you're not in France. 41? 42? Oh, and Spain as well, isn't it? Incredibly hot. I don't think I've ever been in temperatures above about 35. I have been in Australia when it's been incredibly hot, but I think not as hot as that. I think the sun was on me all the time, so that was just painful. I mean, it really was. But I'm so glad we're not going to get sort of in the 40s. But nevertheless here, 34, I mean, that's hot enough for me. The air conditioning will be on at the weekend down at the house. This weekend, 34 degrees temperatures at the Saharan bubble heat wave, which is only going to last one day if you're in the UK. We're only getting it Saturday, okay? Met Office forecasters have predicted highs of 34 degrees centigrade, which is about 34, 68, 78, 88, 9, which is near 100. It's near 100. It's near 100. That's by Saturday afternoon, just shy of the hottest temperature June of 35.6 degrees, recorded in 1976 when I was a little boy. 13 I was then. 76, 63, 73. Yeah, that's very good calculation. Did you see that? The kids of today can't do that. Oh. Out comes the calculator. Can't do it in their heads. You go and speak to these people on the tills in the supermarkets. Oh, it's £5, please. Here's £10. 10, tap, 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 tap. And the tills opened. Oh, here's the 15 pence. I don't know. No, it's okay. I'll do the change. They can't work it out. Thick. They're supposed to be more intelligent, these people. They're not. Baby boomers. We are the intelligent ones. Thank you very much. 33 years Ben's been together with Brenda. How lovely. Lovely. Anyway, the very hot temperatures predicted for the east of England, all the way down the side, London as well. Okay, but only for like a day. By Sunday, it'll drop like 10 degrees, which is reasonable, still till about sort of 24, 25. So that's 75 to 80 Fahrenheit. Okay, but because it's been 35 the day before, that's going to feel cold. It'll probably feel a little bit colder. So we'll see how that goes. Now, if you're thinking that you should immediately, if you haven't got one already, rush out and buy a fan, there's a story in this morning's Sun which says If the queues outside Argos are anything to go by, virtually everyone in Britain has bought a fan. I've got two here. I've got this long thing here, which needs to go in the living room, actually. I've just been using it to store in here in the winter. I've got this thing. Oh, it's stuck. Hang on a minute. I've got one of those things on like a pet. What's that tea towel doing in here? How long's that been in here? I've just discovered this. It don't smell bad. It's. I've just discovered it's like a curtain, isn't it? Da 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 da. Goodbye, everyone. Da 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 da. Perhaps I should have curtains in here. No one's mentioned it. I can't believe no one's... Let me see if anyone's mentioned it. Oh, yes, someone's mentioned it. OK, I'll come to that in a minute. But here's my pedestal fan, which I bought from Sainsbury's Home Base last year, specifically for the... In fact, I'm going to put it out there, so then I'll put it in the living room a bit later. And put that over there, out of the way. My pedestal fan, I've got one of those, and I've got a little, like a little thing you put on the tabletop. In the bedroom, I've got a proper air conditioning unit, a wheel around one that I got from B&Q. But I would leave that fan on if I was in the bedroom, I suppose, you know, if I didn't have the air conditioning on. In the Sun this morning, it says, it turns out sleeping with a fan can actually be bad for you. I must admit, occasionally I have slept with fans. Don't get too excited. It probably isn't going to be you. I know you got a little bit excited there, didn't you? It's not going to... I might have slept with one or two fans in the past. According to Mart Reddick, writing on The Sleep Advisor... What's that then? Never heard of it. Anyway, using fans can trigger allergies. Did you know this? I hadn't noticed. They're also bad for people who suffer from asthma. Well, I've got that a bit. Mark said, for some people, having a ceiling or floor fan in the room helps them fall asleep and stay cool during the night. For others, it can keep them awake, trigger asthma attacks or dry out their eyes. Oh, there's nothing worse than dry eyes. I tell you, I do get that sometimes in the morning. Like if I wake up and I go and put the... I've kind of got a routine and I get up immediately, go and have a wee, straight downstairs, put the kettle on, and then I start looking at the mobile phone. Now, I noticed my eye, this eye in particular, gets very, very sore when I'm looking at that phone first thing in the morning. So I think maybe you've got to wait a while, perhaps for, I don't know, fluid to go over your eye, or at least keep blinking like that. How fast can you blink? No, just do it. Go on, try it. How fast can you blink? Do it. Go on, do it now. Go on, try it. Oh, you're like a strobe now. It's like a strobe going off. Isn't it? Does your nose move when you blink? Does it? Go on. We do have fun in them. Where else can you have fun at this time of the morning? Old Piers Morgan and Suzanne Reid are all getting all serious on ITV. Naga's telling the world how wonderful she is and whoever she is. No, this is where you want to have fun in the morning, dear. This bloke also warned that fans can cause dust to move around the room. Well, of course, you know, it would do, wouldn't it? As a fan moves air around the room, it causes flurries. I like that word, flurries. It causes flurries of dust and pollen to make their way into your sinuses. How's your sinuses this morning? If you're prone to allergies, asthma and hay fever, this could stir up a whole lot of trouble. Mark recommended that people clean their fans before they use them. He said, if it's been collecting dust on the blades, those particles are flying through the air every time you turn it on. Well, let's have a look. No, it looks quite clean to me. I can't see any dust on there. Don't ever take the cage off it. Deadly, that is. You put your finger in there, it'll be whipped off. People are also at risk of getting dry skin using fans. A constant blast of air on your body may cause dry skin. Lotions and moisturisers will help prevent this, but if your skin is excessively dry, use caution and monitor your skin to make sure you're not over drying it. And it says another thing to consider, here we are, is that some people sleep with their eyes partially open. Oh, do they? Oh, that must be weird. That must be very strange. Have you ever spoke... Oh, yeah, Ben? Have you ever spoke to your missus in bed, you know, her eyes are like that, and she don't answer? Well, she's asleep. Are you not listening? Imagine sleeping with your eyes open. So I think, can you die with your eyes open? Some people die with their eyes open, don't they? Can they still see after that? it's if you wear contact lenses, this is particular problematic. Or you should take those out at night anyway. Very, very bad to leave contact lenses in your eyes at night. And it says there are other ways to keep cool during a heat wave. Keep rooms cool by using shades, reflective material outside the window. Have cool baths or showers while you're in bed. Stupid thing to say. Drink cold drinks regularly, not blooming fizzy, sugary drinks and that. Make sure you also unplug chargers that will produce it. Well, how much heat can a charger produce? Oh, please. And you can even pop bed sheets in a bag in the freezer so they're icy cold when you get in the sack. Yeah, but you're still going to heat up very quickly, aren't you? While it happens. So there we are. Having a fan on in the room isn't particularly good for you, according to that. I don't know. I think I'd still have one on. I wouldn't take any notice of that, would you? Right, let's say hello to some people this morning. We said hello to Ben Parker on his anniversary day for 33 years. I never managed to spend more than sort of a few hours with someone, Ben. I've mentioned this before. 2 hours is about the maximum I can spend with someone. Then they start to get on my nerves. I'm sorry. I'll make an excuse. Oh, I've got to go now. I've got to meet someone at 2:30. I've got a job to do. Yeah. Oh no, I'm waiting for a phone call. I must dash back to the house. I'm waiting for a phone call. Or if it's my best mate, I'm more obvious. You going now? Are you going now, mate? I do. I'm fed up with people after 2 hours. You managed 33 years. How do you do that, Ben? How do you do that? Hello to Diane Jeb. Good morning, Diane. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good morning, Ray. Are you playing somewhere this weekend? Ray goes up and down the country playing his ukulele and entertaining the troops, don't you, my love? Hello to Alan Carruthers. Good morning, Alan. Mike Rees-Ponto. Good morning to you. Hello to Hassan. Good morning to Hassan Salim. Morning, sir. Kiki D is in the house. No, not her. I bet everyone must ask Kiki D, are you her? It's not her. Sorry to disappoint you. It's not her. Good morning to Maureen, who has noticed there is something new in the studio, which I shall come to in a moment. Hello to Claire over on YouTube. Morning, Claire. There's a big cat behind you there. Look at this. Do you like her? Isn't he lovely? Is it a man or... I think it's a boy cat. Isn't he beautiful? This cat looks just like my mate's cats. He's got two ginger cats. Louis and Vuitton. Louis and Vuitton, the cats. Vuitton is the cat that this year he had a little brain tumour on and he took it to the vets, went to a special cat hospital, which is somewhere around the M25, and had the thing removed, and the cat's back at home. It's not the same cat as it was, though. It's a bit scatty. It's a very, very nervous cat now, but it's quite mad now, and spent £8,000 on getting his tumour removed, but it's worked. It's worked, and he looks like that, Vuitton the cat. Mike likes the ginger pussy behind me. Isn't he lovely? Morning to SOS Gregorian. Morning. Michael Pullman there. Good morning, Michael. LaBelle. Good morning, my emerald-eyed pound cake of love. That was a few more than a pound. I got a few more than a pound there, LaBelle, I'm afraid. Good morning to Ian Scott. Morning, Ian, who says, Chris, you don't know what hot is today. It was only 96 Fahrenheit in Savannah. I know how. I've been in 96. I've been in 96, just barely able to cope. Yes. In France, we're talking 120. That's what it's going to be. About 41 degrees, 42 degrees. So I think the calculation is to double it, which is 84, and then add 30. 84, 94, 114, 115. That's approximate. It's not an exact science, but approximately, if you want to convert centigrade to Fahrenheit, then you double it and add 30, and that gives you an approximate amount. Now, if you want to be really clever at that, start posting formulas, and no doubt someone will. But no, it's not exactly correct. Here is the correct formula. Because they're obsessed by numbers. Unlike I'm not obsessed by numbers. Hello to John Aitken. Good morning. Who is ready for the heat wave? I'll be having cold showers. About time as well, dear. I've seen you. It's about time you had a shower. Little Mike was 16 in 1976. Oh, are you older than me? I didn't know that. Oh, I thought you was in your 40s for some reason, Mike. Oh, okay. John's got 2 little electric fans, both for useless. Don't waste your time buying cheap, useless small fans. It's like those things you buy in the shops, and you know, the ones with the batteries. What does that do? It doesn't do anything. What a waste of money. LaBelle is amused at me having a wee every morning. Well, usually once or twice a night as well. I wake up. I force myself to get up, LaBelle, in the morning because I don't want to wee the bed. Very bad. Talking of weeing, there's a story here. Do you like EastEnders? Anyone like EastEnders? Boom, 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 boom. Beow, 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 beow. I don't watch it. I haven't watched it for years. I haven't watched it since Den and Angie got divorced on Christmas night. Now, what year was that, eh? That's the last time I watched it. Anyway, there's a girl in there, Jessie Wallace is the actress's name, who I quite like her. I've seen her in bits and pieces when I'm around my sister's house or my mate's house, because they watch all this stuff. Oh, all the soaps. Oh, God. So I've got to be home for my EastEnders. Got to watch Coronation Street. Oh, what's happening on Neighbours today? Oh, I can't wait for Home and Away. People there watch all these programmes. Their entire lives are watching soap operas. How boring is that? How boring is that? Anyway, Jessie Wallace is on the EastEnders. And I quite like her. I like her character. Anyway, she apparently has launched a vile rant at 2 men using legal street urinals. It says she was at a gay club when she started shouting at the pair. They were outside using one of those street urinals. Onlookers were left horrified by the outburst. Let's do a horrified look. Did you want to get a picture of that, anyone? Right, you ready? Are you ready to screen print? Are you ready? I'm going to do a horrified look. Here it comes. Did you get that? A horrified look. She shouted, just because you're a man doesn't give you the right to get you out in public. One witness told The Sun Jessie had a complete meltdown and seemed to be out of it. But, you know, whatever. Oh, it's my drag friend. She's in the picture. Oh, wow, Charlie Hides is in the picture as well. She's a drag act that I worked with a few times. She's in The Sun this morning. How fabulous. Drag queen Bianca Del Rio and step singer Faye. Why haven't they mentioned? That's not Bianca. That ain't Bianca. That's Charlie Hides. That is not Bianca Del Rio. Oh, how stupid. They got that wrong, haven't they? That is not Bianca. That is Charlie Hides in The Sun this morning. It says so. Drag queen Charlie Hides and step singer Faye Tozza. I don't know who that is. Faye Tozza. Hosted at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, South London. I used to go there. An onlooker revealed Jessie seemed out of sorts before it even started. But whatever. I gotta say, on the subject of those street urinals, I think they're disgusting. I think they're awful. We've got a few of these in London, and they're literally like a urinal in the middle of the street. And it's kind of, I mean, you can't see it from behind, but nevertheless, it's kind of set out like 4 bits, like in corners, so 1, 2, 3, 4, around each other. So you would stand against it and have a wee. I think they're blooming awful. Who's going to have a wee in a street? Much better to put a few bushes around, I think, and go behind one of those. We don't want to see people weeing in the street. Awful. Have you ever used one? Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't use one, dear. I'd rather wet myself. I would rather wet myself than use one of those street urinals. Dreadful. Ian, ceiling fans are a must in the deep south of Texas, where the sun shines bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Multi-talented, singing, playing the piano, talking, I do everything, you know. A must in the deep south, the same as air conditioning in the car. Well, Ian, most cars now in the UK have air conditioning. We didn't have air conditioning for years. It would be like an expensive extra until the Japanese come along and started making Toyotas and Hondas and putting it all on as standard. The Ford cars, you would have to specifically ask for air conditioning years ago. It didn't come as standard. And then, as I say, the Japanese came over, started making all their cars, and all this stuff was just thrown on the car as normal, as a... what do you call it? As normal, as standard. So then Ford started doing it. Most cars, I think, now in the UK do have air conditioning. John, good morning to Tony Power. Good morning, Tony, joining us there. Hello, John. I'm putting eye drops in my eye every morning because of hay fever. It's not funny, is it? Hay fever. Do you have those little tablets as well? Be careful you don't do the drowsy ones. I've made that mistake before, and you're doing something. I know, watching the telly, Oh, why am I so tired now? You've had the wrong tablet, that's why. Morning to Mark Jones. Good morning. He's off to work. He's off to Skegness. Oh, have a nice time up there, Mark. I went to Cleethorpes yesterday, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Last night I went to Cleethorpes, which I have to say comes across as a better place than Skegness. I thought it was better than Skegness. I really did Cleethorpes. All right. Ian, what's with the ugly cat, Chris? Ugly cat? This is not an ugly cat. Okay, so here it is. Oh, hang on. It's stopping the clock moving round, isn't it? Is it 9:32? It can't be. Have we done 20 minutes already? That's stopped the clock moving round. That has. Look at that. 9:32. There you go. So this cat, this is a cushion. Isn't it lovely? Here, kitty, kitty. Oh, we love cats. I like to brush my face against their whiskers. They're not keen on that. They can end up biting your nose, so be warned. Cats get angry very quickly, don't they? There's no build up. There's no kind of warning, is there? With a cat when it starts getting pissed off. Not like with a dog, you get a warning oh, it's not happy about it, so let's move away. Not with a cat, you've got no chance. No, they go from completely content and happy to being very angry in the space of a microsecond. You might be stroking it and be... And then suddenly it just bites you. Or... My mate, the cat that was ill, he picks up the cat and holds it like that, and it's not happy. You can hear it growling. Any minute now, and I'm desperate to see this cat take a swipe at my mate's face. I really am. But this is a cushion. This is a cushion. And yesterday I showed you a lamp that my brother-in-law brought back from Cyprus for me, which I've put in the bedroom. There's a battery-operated lamp, an LED one, which is fantastic. It looks really modern. Only cost him about £5 as well. So this was the other present brought back to me from Cyprus by my sister, and it's a cat cushion. Look at it. Does that work? No, it doesn't. I mean, I could have cat ears, couldn't I? Something like that, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. So I thought I'd put that there today, but it's stopping the... would that go back? Oh, no, I'll leave it down there now because you can't see the clock. I'm concerned that you won't know the time. You know, not that every computer and every telephone that or every TV that you might be watching this show on has got a clock on it anyway. I'm still concerned that you can't see the clock behind me. So there we are. All right. Let's have a look here. Good morning to Abdizirak. Good morning, Abdizirak. Good morning to you, sir. You got some wonderful clothes you wear, I must say. I was looking for your pictures the other day. Great clothes you wear where you are. Adrian, morning from Adrian from London, the heart of something. Yeah, the heart of stabbings and violence, London. Dear me. Rather you live in there than me. I wouldn't want to live there. All right. Claire said the eyes on the cat are amazing. They are, aren't they? LaBelle likes my eyes. She loves my eyes, don't you, LaBelle? And, someone's got a cat. Is that a cat picture that Stuart Skinner's got there who's watching this morning? Ray, Johnny and I are playing at the Soho Village Fete at 3:30 on Sunday. So thank you very much for that, Ray. If you want to watch Ray Reynolds and Johnny Key playing the ukulele, go to the Soho Village Fete at 3:30 on Sunday, all right? Pudding galore. What's pudding galore? I like pudding. Pussy galore, more like. Pussy galore, dear. Check your spelling. Kiki D, sorry to disappoint. I'm not myself. Don't go breaking my heart, Chris. Oh, no, you gave it away then, Kiki D. Don't go breaking my heart. I wouldn't if I tried. Ba, 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 ba. And it's a nice song, that, isn't it? I like that. Who did that as well? Oh, wasn't it RuPaul and Elton John did it as well, I think. Dizirac likes cats. I love cats. I had 3 cats once, Dizirac. I haven't got any anymore. But at one point I had 3. There was a Tiny. She was a lovely little thing. And when I was able to see my son years ago, that was a birthday present for me. She was a little kitten. And I remember they came up. my ex-wife at the time, she walked in, and it was in. She got it out of her coat, and it was like a surprise. My little cat. Her name was Tiny. She was with me for about 18 years, Tiny, and then she died. That was horrible. That was. I knew there was something wrong, and I wouldn't take her to the vets, you know, because I knew she wasn't coming out again. And eventually, one morning, I got up and there she was literally laying, quivering on the floor. I thought, oh God! And of course, it was a Sunday, and I rang up the vet, and they were very good. I took her straight round there, and literally, as I brought her in, the woman come to the door. I'll take her now, and took her through to the back, but had to say goodbye to her there and then, unfortunately. Then I had a tabby cat called JD. She met a nasty end as well. My cats, where my house is, I've got lots of trees and that, so they just go out of the garden and walk around like the other cats. We don't have many cats. It's not like a massive cat place, Bracknell. I'll tell you where there's a lot of cats. Cyprus. Oh my God, there's hundreds of them. Wild cats all over the place. But one day I got a knock at my door, and it was my neighbour, the lovely Pearl, from 2 doors down. And she said, "Is your cat in?" I said, "Yeah, I think so. Just a minute." "Oh no, she must be out somewhere." And she's like, "Oh, Chris," she said, "I think I've just found her, and she's got no head." And she took her to me, and I looked, and I thought, that's not JD. And then I thought, oh yes, it is. And she had no head. And I called the police. I thought there was something dodgy going on. And the police lady came round a bit later on, and she came round the back, and I showed her. And at this point, this woman appeared, a dreadful woman. "Oh, you're going to clean that up. I don't want my kids to see that." A dreadful, dreadful woman. Dreadful. Absolutely not bothered about anyone's feelings or anything, as long as she was all right. You know, one of those sort of people. Anyway, so that was going on, and we just kind of looked at her and ignored her. And then a boy came up and said, and he was only young, about 11 years old, 12 years old. He said, "Oh, I saw what happened." I said, "Oh, what happened then?" He said, "Someone's dog got hold of her, like in its mouth, and was doing that." Oh, I mean, oh, dreadful. I don't know how long she would have survived that, but and bit her head off. I got to be honest. After he told me that, I actually felt a bit better about it, because that would be a natural thing, dogs and cats. You know what I mean? I had this thought in my head that some kids had got hold of it and cut its head off for a laugh. And that really upset me. When they said a dog had got it, I know that might sound a bit cruel to you, but I was kind of a little bit happier, because it is like a natural process, isn't it? You know? So that was that. And then, of course, I had Katie the cat, who was my mum's cat. When my mum died in 2000, I took her on. And at first she hated me, but after a while we got friendly, and she was lovely. She was lovely, and she's been gone 2 years now. 2 years my Katie's been gone. She what happened to her? She lost her sight, which I didn't realise, and she started pooing everywhere. She was restricted to the kitchen. I couldn't have her in the house because of my asthma. But it was warm in the kitchen. She had her bed in there and all that, and she started weeing and pooing everywhere. But I just kept clearing it up. Yeah, I didn't think anything. I just kept clearing it up, and I hope this will stop at some. Oh, the smell. I mean, I can't tell you. It was just awful. I put all newspaper down eventually, and she was just going round and round in circles. And eventually, I took her in. What had happened? Oh yes, suddenly a whole day went by with no pooing and no weeing and no eating. I thought I'd better take her in, and I took her in, and again, that's kind of where I left her. You know, fortunately I was able to say goodbye to her, and he gave her a little injection which made her go to sleep first, or drowsy, and then you get time as long as you want. Actually, he said, "Don't rush." He said, "Take as long as you want." So I did, and she kind of fell asleep there, and then I left the room. I was awful, and that's why I won't have a cat again now. No, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. I'm sure one or two of you have lost pets. I'm sure you have. It's absolutely heartbreaking. So no more pets. But yes, I love cats. My mate's got 4 cats. He's got the 2 ginger ones, a tabby one, and I can't remember what he calls it now. It's like I've got a black face and a grey coat. The kids around there call him Blackface, which really annoys my mate. It's not called Blackface. His name is Ralph. Oh, look, there's Blackface, these kids go. Because he's got a little black... Oh, he's so nice. He's a big cat. You'd never want to have a row with that cat, I tell you. You would come off very badly. But he's never, ever been... Well, none of the cats that my mate's got have ever been aggressive towards me. They're lovely. They're really, really lovely. So I'm glad you like cats, Abdizarak. There you go. Look at Ben coming out with a bleeding formula now. We're not interested, Ben. Approximately, double it and add 30. We don't need formulas, dear. Don't need exact calculations, dear. In fact, if we did exact calculations, I probably wouldn't be doing this show, dear. Worrying about numbers all the time. It was 40 degrees in Bali when I was there. Unbearable. See, and this is what they're going to have in France. Now, it's bad enough, I think, with temperatures like that, being somewhere like the seaside or in a forest. But to be in a city surrounded by buildings, LaBelle would probably tell you, I think she's still with us at the moment, LaBelle would tell you, I'm sure, that in New York, when it's hot in New York, it's awful because you walk past these marble buildings and the heat is just reflecting off them back into you all the time. It's awful. Morning to Adrian. Full air conditioning is the way to go. Have you got that, have you? Full air conditioning. Ah, Ben, Christmas 1986 was the Divorce Papers episode of EastEnders. Yeah, I remember it well. Sitting there with my mum and dad watching that. Oh, it was great. Here you are, my darling. There's the papers. I remember that. Tony doesn't watch EastEnders either. No, I'm not really into that. I mean, I watched Casualty and Holby City. You could class those as soaps, I suppose, couldn't you? Adrian, can you do the horrible look again? No, I've done it once. There's no repeats here, dear. This isn't BBC One or ITV. We don't do repeats, thank you. Mike is excited today. Why, you ask? Well, apart from seeing you, of course, I'm off to see another celebrity. Oh, he's going to see Jane McDonald. I like her. She's just normal and down to it. We like Jane McDonald very much. I like her. What's the song she's... The song that I like her singing is The Hand That Leads Me. You're the hand that leads me, that feeds me, la la. She's singing about her mum, isn't she? Oh, it's a lovely song, that is. Lovely, lovely song. Okay. Claire, Faye Tozer was on Strictly. Towser, is it Towser? Well, why isn't there a W in her name? Tozer, T-O-Z-E-R. So the actual correct way of saying that is Towser. Well, it looks like Tozer to me. She was on Strictly Come Dancing a few years ago. I don't watch that. Very good programme. I've seen one of them, I think. I watched one and I thought, yeah, this is good. You know, it's very well made, all glittery and perfect and music and what have you. But this didn't really appeal to me, that. Yeah, Ray saw Norman and I saw Jessie Wallace in Things Ain't What They Used to Be revival 3 years ago at the Theatre Royal in Stratford East. Yes, I think she's very talented, Jessie Wallace. I like her. Morning to David Mallam. A very good morning to you. Have you seen the new Pepsi Cola advert? It looks really good. I've got drag queens. No, haven't seen it. I must admit, I don't watch an awful lot of ITV. I started watching the new police programme, which is made in Boston, which is where I go swimming, actually. I recognise some of the places they're filming it in there. I watched 1.5 episodes, and there's something missing from it. It's not doing it for me. I don't know why. I can't remember what it's called now. It's not doing it for me for some reason. So I stopped watching, you know. It didn't really hold my interest, I'm afraid. Good morning to Ross Patzelt. Put a hole in the bottom of the cat cushion and do the whole show with the cat on your head. It might make my bum a bit more comfortable on this chair if I sit on it. Have anyone sat on a cat's face? Oh, don't even go there. LaBelle, I get lost in those stunning green eyes of yours. Elton and RuPaul did do a remake of Don't Go Breaking Your Heart. Okay, I thought it was them. Ross is going to Butlins, Skegness, for his 40th birthday next June, 2020, for the Butlins 2000s weekends. Wow, is that what they're doing now? 2000s weekends. It's like the noughties, like they do the 80s weekenders, the 90s weekends. Now we've got 2000s weekenders. How old does that make you feel, boys and girls? Eh? Weird City adores cats. Mine is called Cleo. Lovely cat, but terrible wind. Oh, isn't it awful when a dog farts? That's just dreadful. I did have a story yesterday that I didn't get to, which says you can now buy tablets which make your farts smell nice. I mean, I'm not sure about that. You know, you might be out with someone for the night and say, oh, it's a lovely smell of oranges. Yes, I've just farted. Children, my great nephew Harry and great niece Emily are particularly fond of farting on your leg. I don't know why they do it. They do it all the time. Good morning to Juan. A very good morning to you. Weird City, maybe I invented a cat cork, but she would probably take someone's eye out. I'm sure she would. Cats are very dangerous. Don't upset them at all. LaBelle, it's not the heat, it's the humidity that's unbearable. Or you want to go up north in Australia. Cairns. Dreadful humidity up there. Mike's got an 18-year-old black cat. She's gone deaf. I won't get another one after she goes. No, it's just heartbreaking. Awful. Ross is moaning about my bald patch. The heat from your bald patch reflecting on your caravan lights is heating up your van. Wear a hat to stop it reflecting. It's not that bad, is it? I wonder if they'll ever get the, you know, you can do hair transplants, but some sort of way of doing it. I'm sure I saw a story this morning, and I didn't pull it up on there, but about a new pill that can, or no, stem cells that just constantly produce more hair. You could have those implanted, wouldn't you? All right. Tony Makes Music. He's got Holding Back by the 3 Degrees, his latest track, which has been streamed and downloaded in 31 countries. You can stream that. Look, type that into your streaming thing. Holding Back by the 3 Degrees. Good morning to Brad. Morning to Brad. Yesterday I went swimming. The swimming pool was a bit busier yesterday, although still not a problem. Even when the swimming pool is busy, it's so big. This is the one in Boston, the Jeff Mulder Centre, where I'll be going straight after the show today for my daily swim. It's so big that by the time you've seen someone, you've got plenty of time to sort of move over and avoid them, you see. After that, I went to Asda. My mate Ronnie saw the show yesterday. He's not with us this morning. Morning to James Dean. Good morning, James. Morning. Yeah, he saw the peace lily. You know, I show you that peace lily that I bought from Asda the other day. Only £2.50. Such a lovely plant and very cheap. He saw that yesterday and he said, can you get me one? So I thought, yeah, okay. So after the swimming, I thought, well, I'll kill 2 birds with one stone. Instead of coming home and doing some lunch, I'll have my lunch in Asda, because the Asda in Boston has got a lovely little restaurant, cafe-type restaurant, and they do really good food in there, and it's very delicious, and it's very basic, and it's very cheap. You can have a full English breakfast, or a full English vegetarian breakfast for just £5. They do jacket potatoes, beans. I have corn chilli, which is the vegetarian thing. I have corn chilli and cheese. I've had that in there, which I think it's about £4. You can have a buttered roll and a cup of tea and all that business in there. So I thought I'll have my lunch in there. So I've come out of the pool, got back in the car, and Asda is not far at all from the swimming pool. So I've gone around the corner, parked my car, and there was a lot of cars in the car park in Asda. I thought, oh, it's going to be busy in here. Anyway, so I park now right on the edge of the car park near the exit road, because what can happen there, so what comes out, the problem with this particular car park is that the car park empties and then you either turn left, so you all join this little road, one lane. The whole car park goes on this one lane, comes out of there, and then you get to a point where you can turn left to the petrol station or go or leave. But that's one lane. It's not like there's another lane there, and you can get stuck there, and you can have this queue of cars waiting to leave from the car park. So what I do now is I park right on the edge of the car park, which is at the end of that road, so I can get straight out onto that road without having to queue with all the rest of the people that have driven round and round trying to get as close as they possibly can to the shop door. Have you seen people who do that? What's all that about? Oh, can't walk an extra 3 metres. No, got to park outside the damn door. And they go round and round and round, trying to wait for a space so that they can park outside. Not me, I park right in the corner of the car park, miles away. It's only a little walk, isn't it, with a few bits and pieces. So I've parked my car, I've gone in, and I thought, I saw the plants, and there were plenty of them. I haven't got to get one yet, so I've got a little basket. And I thought, I'll have something to eat first, and I'll go and get some. I wanted to get some tea as well in there. I'll have something to eat first. So I've gone to the restaurant. Oh no, it's all boarded up. Refurbishment. I couldn't believe it. And I said to the old dear who was operating the self-service tills, you know, one person to operate 16 tills. God's sake, well, what a nightmare those blooming things are. And I said to her, what's happened in there? She said, oh, it's having a refurbishment. She said, don't worry. She said, it'll be open on Sunday. I said, well, it's not Sunday now, is it? I said, I'm starving. I've come in here for that. And she's laughing. I said, not changing the menu. She said, you'll be pleased to know, no, the menu is staying exactly the same, except they're having a pizza, I don't know what you call it, a pizza bar put in. So you'll be able to order fresh pizzas while you're sitting there. That's fantastic, isn't it? In Asda. Very good quality food. As I say, you usually pay £4 or £5 for a whole meal. Very nice indeed. Except not yesterday. Nothing to it. I thought, oh no. Couldn't believe it. So she said, why don't you get a sandwich? We've got sandwiches over there. I said, oh, I might do. Okay, thank you very much. So then I went into the shop, got my tea bags. And I very badly bought a bag of crisps. You know, the £1 ones, 175 grams. Very bad, very bad. And then I went to the sandwich sections, and I don't usually buy sandwiches. I have to be very, very careful eating bread because I get acid. Now and again, I can have a little bit here and there. So I bought, and they had sandwiches in there, right? £1. £1 for I think it was either the cheese and onion ones or the cheese and tomato ones. One of them was £1, and the other one was £1.60. So I bought two. £2.60 for 2 sandwiches and a bag of crisps. And that was my lunch. It's not a very good lunch, really, is it, that? Sandwich and a bag of crisps. But there we are. £1 for a sandwich. You can't go wrong, can you? The worst place to buy sandwiches are these BP garages. You know, I've seen sandwiches in there that are £5, you know, for 2 bits of bread and a bit of filling. It's outrageous. Asda, £1. Absolute bargain. I was very pleased with that. So I come out of there and I got the peace lily and a little carton of marigolds, 6 marigolds for like £3, which I've now put back in the caravan. And that's it. Came back here, put all those in, had a little sleep. And then last night I went to Cleethorpes, which I'll tell you about in a second. Ray says Cleethorpes was on the television yesterday. It looked nice in the sunshine. It is a nice place. I don't know if you've ever been there, Ray. I was surprised at how nice it was. I was told it was very run down and all that. And there's a place near Skegness called Mablethorpe. That's run down. I'm telling you that now. That is really quite badly run down. I mean, some of the houses there don't look, I don't know who lives in there, but they never cut their grass and it's like wild. Dreadful place. Mablethorpe. Cleethorpes is nothing like it. In fact, it's better than Skegness, I think. I do think it's better than Skegness. Morning to Brad. A very good morning to Brad this morning. Adam the plumber's there. Good morning, Adam. You're a bit late, aren't you? What? 5 to 10? I've been in nearly an hour. God's sake, man. Where are you? Craig. Good morning, Craig. No shed singer for mental health awareness today. My amp's just gone pop. Oh, no, has it? Frightened the life out of me. I should think it did. I've never had an amp go bang. Well, literally, it went bang, did it? Oh, my God, blimey. Have you got some water in there or something? Usually, electronic stuff, it doesn't go bang. It just stops working, you know. I've had stuff stop working. So if you're doing you see, the thing is, Craig, I had an amp for years and I moved over to powered speakers. For the simple reason that if one goes down, okay, you've still got the other one. Of course, you know, if the mixer goes down, you've had it, haven't it? So I always carry a very, very small mixer around as well as my main mixer. Just so, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do the show as well as you normally can, but you can carry on till the end. If one speaker goes, then you're on one, and you just carry on till the end. That's why I moved over to power speakers, you see, because once the amp goes, that's it. Can't carry on. You have to stop. Weird City loves Cleethorpes and also Whitby, which is in Yorkshire, of course. Whitby is a beautiful place of the world, of the country. It really is. Whitby, they've got a steam train there. Oh, it's fantastic. Lots of old people walking around with little dogs. Honestly, there's so many dogs walking around there. Morning to Craig. Very good morning to Craig. Yeah, move over to powered speakers. So you've got your main mixer. You've probably got an old mixer as well. Always keep that with you as well if you're going on a gig. and then you plug your 2 powered speakers into the mixer, into the main out, and you've got independent controls, usually a volume control on the speaker. I use Mackie, although I don't use them anymore. No one requires speakers. Wherever I'm working at the moment, I have a sound equipment there. I just turn up with my laptop and screen really, but I do have Mackie Thump speakers, Mackie Thump, which I've had for a number of years now, which I think sound particularly good. They sound really good. Bayringer also do powered speakers, and you'll probably find those the cheapest ones. The Bayringer stuff's all right. My mixer that I do my shows from when I'm at the house, that's a Bayringer mixer. Nothing wrong with it. Fantastic piece of equipment. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what their speakers are like. I would presume they're all right. And I think they're a Chinese company, aren't they? Bayringer, their stuff's okay. All works all right. Good. So last night I went to Cleethorpes, as I say. I went there for a job, actually. I was looking for a job. There's a brand new bar opened there, brand new gay bar opened in Cleethorpes called Silhouette. Okay, and I was going there to meet the bloke at 9 o'clock. Also, as it happens, one of my friends who used to live in London, he actually lived with me for a few months, Danny, lives in Cleethorpes, and he moved up there about 4 or 5 years ago now, and he's doing all right. He's got a lovely job, got a little flat, and I was meeting him up there as well. So I got there. The journey from here to Cleethorpes is about an hour and 10 minutes. That is an hour of 10 minutes of constantly moving, okay? Not like going across London from Bracknell to King's Cross where you start. Oh, I can't tell you how annoying that journey is. Really can't. No, I left the caravan and you're constantly moving 50, 60 mile an hour all the way there. Didn't stop anywhere. So I got there to meet my mate just before 7 o'clock on the pier. There's a fish and chip place, so we decided to have fish and chips there. So we got on the pier, I met him there, and that was just so nice to see him after so long. Got onto the pier, there's a chip shop called Papa's, P-A-P-A-S, Papa's Fish and Chips on on Cleethorpes Pier, which is a very short pier, very short. In fact, the fish and chip shop is the only place on there. And you get there, right, and it's weird. On this pier is this massive great building which looks like a theatre from the outside, and I thought, oh, it must have been some sort of or maybe that's the advert for the fish and chip place, and maybe in there is like an arcade, couple of arcades or something like that. No, the whole place is a fish and chip place, and you go in these doors, and it's really nice. It's ever so nice, and you go in, and there's tables there, and you think, oh, it's not very big in there. I wonder what's in there. And then you go through this other door, and it's a bloody theatre. It's a converted theatre. Fantastic. And it's all still there. The big stage is still there at the back of the hall. I did do some pictures. Foolishly, I didn't load them onto the system. But if you're on my Facebook, check out my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, and you can see the pictures of the interior of the fish and chip place that we went to, and it just looked like a theatre. You've got a big stage at the back with the curtains and a piano in the corner, and we sat down there, and it's quite posh. It's a posh, I would call it posh fish and chips. Not expensive, not expensive. And me and my mate sat down, and all the waitresses and waiters, they're all young people, but they're all dressed in like bow tie for the blokes, white shirt, black trousers. Really nice. I mean, really nice. And we both had exactly the same. We had halloumi, deep fried halloumi and chips and baked beans. And we're eating this halloumi, and my mates, and I thought there's an odd, it didn't taste like normal halloumi. It did once you bit into it, but there was something on it. And my mate says to me, does this halloumi taste sweet to you? I said, yeah, it does. I said, not nasty, doesn't taste horrible. It was really nice. I said, yeah, it does. He said, well, what they put on this? And I'm eating it. I'm trying to work out what it was. And I said, this is honey. Took me a while, took me a few bites. Honey. So they've got the deep fried halloumi, and they've drizzled some honey over the top of it. It was absolutely delicious. I have never thought of putting honey on halloumi. Would you? Wouldn't do it. Would try it. Oh my God, it was so nice. And we had that and the chips and the beans. So nice. And that woman come over. Everything all right? I said, yeah. I said, tell me, do you have shows on there at all? She said, well, quite frankly, we don't need to. We're busy all the time, so they don't need to put a show on. Especially on a Saturday. On a Saturday, they're absolutely rammed in there, apparently. You know, you've got to almost book to get in there. But it's a big place. Of course, being a theatre, and there's all these tables and chairs, and it's spotless in there. Absolutely spotless. And you go downstairs, all the toilets are nice and everything. Really, really nice. So highly recommended that. If you go to Cleethorpes, please, I'm begging you here, begging you, go onto the pier to Papa's Fish and Chip Restaurant. It's really nice. And have the halloumi with honey over the top. Oh, And I think those 2 men, I didn't even buy them. He bought me the meal. So few people take me out and buy me dinner. I can count on one hand in my lifetime how many people have taken me out to dinner, apart from my own family, of course. You know, mum and dad, my sister and her husband, my nieces and nephews. I've never, ever taken out to dinner. Never. So that was nice, and he paid for it as well. I think it comes to about 21 quid for 2 dinners and a couple of drinks. Very good value for money. And so nice. Halloumi with honey. Highly recommended. So we had that. And then it was about 8:30, 8:45. I thought, well, we'll have a quick ice cream outside. Oh, all closed. I said, well, what's open? He said, it all closes here at 8 o'clock. I said, there must be something open. He said, no. No, all the ice cream places closed. How disappointing was that? Mind you, that's probably saved me about 500 calories, isn't it? And after that, we went to meet the chap who owns the new Silhouette Bar in Cleethorpes. Now, so you got the sea with the pier, the seafront, and then another road higher up. Okay, that is where the bar is. So and that road kind of runs parallel to the seafront, so it's up there. So we just walked up steps from the pier, just up the top there, went into the bar, and he was there straight away. Lee was there, who is the owner of the bar. So I met him and saw the equipment, and it was 2 sort of fairly small speakers, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not sure they would be suitable to carry the karaoke. And I said to him, he said, well, it does go very loud. And he said, look what it's on there. And it was on 1. And I've got to say, I wouldn't have it that loud myself, in my house. It was very loud in there. There was about 10, this was about 8:45 at night now. So there was about 10, 11 customers in there at 8:45 at night, which is, that's perfectly normal amount of people to have, unless you're in London, of course. And I said, look, I've got my stuff in the car. Do you mind if I plug in and have a listen and we'll see what you've got? He said, no, be my guest. And he left me alone then, and I like that. I like to be left alone to do a job, So I got my stuff in and plugged everything in, and I didn't have my screen with me, but that doesn't matter. Just wanted to hear what it sounds like, you see. And I fired it up, and we got a couple of customers to come and sing a song. One who sung a song very well, Angels by Robbie Williams. Bit depressing, some. Depends where you sing that song. Good to sing at the beginning of the night. Probably not good to sing it, as you get towards the end of the night. People are a bit pissed, aren't they, towards the end of the night. And you start singing that, and they start remembering that they've been dumped and start crying. Which I always find is greatly amusing, to be honest. But there we are. And it sounded fantastic. I'd wanted my microphones out. Absolutely fantastic. So then I put it all away and sat at the bar. My mate went home then, Danny, because he wanted to watch Love Island. I must have stayed there about an hour, actually. He said, oh, I've got to go and watch Love Island. How sad is that? Love Island. God, how boring. We sat down and we said, I said, what day do you think? And he said, I'm thinking Thursday. I said, I'm thinking exactly the same. Thursday night, out of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay, Thursday is probably the easiest one to get going. No, it doesn't mean it's easy, but out of the 4 of them, it's probably the one that you'd want to try get going. Easiest to get going. So we agreed on the Thursday. We agreed on a price. He said, how much do you charge? I said, well, I only know London prices, and I'm very aware that this isn't London. I said, so you just tell me what you want to pay me. He said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, I know you would pay a drag queen this, and I'm not a drag queen. I said, and I know it's not London, so I gave him another figure, and he was very happy with that, and I'm happy. It's not massive, okay? I don't mind telling you. Remember, I've told you so many times before, I've never been led by money. I'm led by wanting to achieve something. And I would like to do that there and get it to work. And it's not just one person. It's never one person, right? Everything has to work together. The bloke doing the job, in this case karaoke, me, the manager and the bar staff. Everything has to work together. You can't just have one thing, because that never happens. This is why Central Station works so well. We all work together. The bar staff, the management and the owners as well. We all work together to try and put together a good night there. So that's why it works there. And that's what I'm led by, achievement. I like a wage that I think is reasonable and people don't take the mick out of you. There's plenty of managers out there who will take the mick. Let me tell you that. Oh, can you do it for 50 quid? I don't think so, no. Not 50 quid, no. But do you see what I mean? So I've never been led by money. I'm led by achievement. I'm very happy with the figure. And he said, if it gets busier, he said, I'll pay you more. I said, well, you don't have to. I said, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm not a greedy person. So that's it. And we've got a date and everything. I did already create a poster, which I meant to upload onto the system and show you. Haven't got it with me, so I'll probably show you it if we do a show tomorrow morning from Bracknell, Saturday morning, or on the Sunday morning show. I'll show you the new poster. Or you can look now by just going to my Facebook. It's facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Just scroll down a little bit below this post and you'll see the new poster that I created. And I start work. If I've got a job, I start work as soon as I get back. I got back to the caravan around about, so I said goodbye. But it was just after 10 o'clock it was. I had the news on in the car. Nice drive back. Again, of course, no traffic at all. And got back here around about 10 to 11. Lovely. Came back in here, put the kettle on, finished off the cheese and onion crisps, very naughty. Came straight on the computer and started designing a poster. And that's it. That was my day yesterday. What a great day. What a great day of achievements. Eh? Fantastic. So that's the news. Brand new karaoke, and we have a start date of Thursday, the 11th of July. Okay, Thursday, 11th of July, 2019. Brand new karaoke night at Silhouette Bar, which is in Cleethorpes. Starts at 9 o'clock and finishes at 12 midnight. Okay, so that would be every Thursday. Okie doke. Some of your messages. One moment, please. Let's have a look. Good morning to... Good evening to... No, morning. Good morning, Diane Strelly. Good morning, Diane. Have you missed me? Are you coming along tonight, Diane? I do hope you're coming along. I think you said you might be coming along to the karaoke tonight at Central Station. Hello to John Parrish. Good morning, Cece. Caravan Chris is in the house. Morning, John. Kevin Webster. Barry Manilow is going to be a prom in the park come September. Yeah, we said that ages. I told you that months ago, Kevin. Have you been paying full attention? It's going to be at the proms in the park, headlining, yeah. I know some of the ladies, delightful Manilow ladies, are going to see him. It's a lot of standing up for a long time. It's not... Concerts in fields aren't really my thing. You're standing up there a long time and then you want to use the toilet. No, I can't. And then like people will be smoking out there. They knock you with a cigarette. You get a burnt arm. It's not my sort of thing. Oh, Diane, of course you love Love Island, dear. I'm only here in the mornings because I turned down Love Island. You know that, don't you, Diane? Maybe me and you should go on it. Can you just imagine that? What a scream that would be. We could just take the piss out of all the pretty people. All the fakeness that's on there. All right. John, good morning, John. Did you see Barry Manilow on Good Morning Britain this morning? No, I didn't, but I knew he was on there, John. He's coming to the UK in 2020. Our special Barry Manilow correspondent, Wendy Young, informs me that Barry is coming here next year in 2020. I'll read you what she wrote to me this morning. Good morning, Chris. It says, and it's more information as well, not just the fact that he's coming here next year, more information coming up soon, I hope. Oh, one moment, please. System failure. One moment, please. I can't open that message. Well, can I open that now? There we are. No, I can't open her message. I don't know why. Does that one open? Oh, that one. Oh, there it is. No, I can see it. 1 minute, 1 minute. Here it is. Exciting news for your show. Barry is coming back to the UK in 2020. It's a miracle, a true spectacle, a miracle. Perhaps I could become one of Barry Manilow's backing singers. That'd be good. There's a lovely bloke with black dreadlocks. He's always been in it. Always stands nearest to Barry. He comes along with his maracas. Fantastic. Fantastic. Also, Wendy says, a film too in the style of Mamma Mia. That should be fun. Mamma Mia was dreadful. Well, the second one was. I thought the first one was all right. I couldn't stand Cher singing the ABBA songs. I'm sorry, that didn't do it for me at all. Cher singing ABBA? Why can't she stick to her own songs? What, no one listening to them anymore? She did ABBA songs, they just weren't doing it for me. Mamma Mia was dreadful, says Wendy, but I think Barry's film will be awful. So they're thinking of doing a Barry Manilow film. That would be good. Would you go and see that? Barry Manilow film? I think that's excellent news. I really do. So thank you very much to our special Barry Manilow correspondent, Miss Wendy Young, for that piece of information. Thank you, Wendy. Ross, so glad you have a job near the caravan. Hope to get more work there. Yeah, it might start something. You don't know. But I wanted a job up here. I did want certainly one night up here. So hopefully we'll be able to get that working. And people will come out and enjoy themselves. You know, quite apart from me wanting to get something working, I want to have people enjoy. I want to do something and people to enjoy that. That's why I do this. I want people to enjoy something that I'm doing. So hopefully it'll be the same with the karaoke. Nothing is ever guaranteed. You know, you've got to get the numbers in the door to get the thing working. It's not much fun. I mean, I've done DJing jobs and karaoke nights where only half a dozen people turn up. The worst one was a New Year's Eve. It was some years ago, and it was a place in Croydon, near Croydon. Can't remember the name of the place. Doesn't matter. It was a family pub. I did one night there, and that worked out all right. Okay, fair enough. That was just a normal night in the year, sort of November or something like that. And then they had a New Year's Eve, and I picked up this booking from one of the agencies. And New Year's Eve came, and I think it was 8 till 12, I think it was. 8 till 12:30, maybe 9 to 12:30, something like that. Anyway, so I got there, set up, and that was it. No one in the pub, fine. All these tables of food were laid out with you know, covers on them. And 8 o'clock came, and I started. There was a couple of people in the pub, that was all right. You know, a couple of people in there. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 4 people. 10 o'clock, 5 people. And I thought, oh dear, this isn't looking good. So of course, there's no one to sing. You know, I'm playing my background music really at volume. You know, sort of whatever chart music, sort of oldies, 80s, that sort of stuff. 11 o'clock, 6 people. And it got to 12 o'clock, and about 11:30, a few more came in. Say about 10. So we had about 15 people in the pub, and sort of 12 o'clock. Okay, boys and girls, it's coming up to 12 o'clock. We're just standing there looking. No one came. And, you know, around about 10 o'clock, all these covers came off the food. And it didn't bother me. And now, unfortunately, I'd come for an agency. If he'd have booked me direct, I would have said, look, you know, this hasn't worked tonight. Just give us 50 quid for the petrol. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. But unfortunately, it'd come for an agency. So there's nothing you can do. The agreement is not with me. It's with the agency. Do you see what I mean? So they have to pay the agency who pay me. So in a way, I suppose I'm better off doing it like that. But if it had been me, I'm one of those sort of people, oh, it's not really worked tonight. Just give us 50 quid and we'll call it quits. And he would have been happy. I would have been happy with that. I don't like taking money from people if something I've done hasn't worked. I feel guilty. I'm sorry, I do. I'm in a minority with that. Most people would stand there and demand their money, whatever it is. Let me tell you, New Year's Eve is a fairly good crack. I tend not to do New Year's Eves anymore. I certainly wouldn't do a DJ New Year's Eve anymore. It's just too much hassle. I would do a karaoke if it was a New Year's Eve. I would do karaoke New Year's Eve, but not DJing. And come to the end of the night and hardly anyone had been there. And of course, all this food is sitting there. I felt so sorry for the manager who'd gone out of his way. Loads of food, you know, the sort of thing, crisps, sausage rolls, vol au vents and sandwiches. And little cheese sandwiches. Oh, that frightened the life out of me then. I've just looked at the floor and cat cushions. I forgot I had a cushion in here. If you're a bit late to the show, I had this earlier, and I've thrown it on the floor, and it was. I looked down, it was looking at me. Awful, but it was a great shame that night. Packed my stuff up and went back, feeling very disheartened. No one came. It was as simple as that. Let's have a look. Claire. Oh, thank you. I've read that. Thank you, Claire. Hopes it works out in the new bar in Cleethorpes. I will bring the caravan up for a week if it goes well and drop in a few songs. Oh, that would be fantastic, Claire. It's a nice bar. It's a small bar. It's not massive. It's kind of narrow and long, and he's got speakers in there and all lights. He's done it up ever so well, really. Ross, do you think you'll eventually move towards more work near the caravan? I do worry about you working in London. I'm forever reading about stabbings and robbery and moped thieves. I don't think London's a particularly nice night. I would like more work up here. I think I would. Not to be what's the word? Not to be big-headed about it, Ross, but I've worked for many years, as you well know, for almost every night. For years, I worked every night, so I don't need to be working really now. You know, the private pension has kicked in as well. Don't even go there. That's kicked in as well, so that's available, although I haven't taken it. So I don't need to work every night. It's one of those things that you have to do. I think it's very dangerous to retire and do nothing. I don't think I would ever do nothing, to be honest. I've always got lots of other little hobbies, the gardening, doing these shows and this, that and the other. But I think I don't know when, if I will ever stop working, because I think it's a very important thing to keep doing something. If people retire, they fall into the armchair, dead in 2 years, because they've got nothing to do, nothing to keep them going. You need something to, right, I've got to leave now and all that business. Do you know what I mean? So I think so. But yes, I would like some more up here, really, yes. John, there's going to be a movie in the style of Mamma Mia. There are Barry's songs, which John says there, I read to you earlier. Morning to Darren Yates. Good morning to Darren, Catherine and Liam, who are watching the show this morning. Good morning to you two. You three, sorry. I can't count. Whereabouts are you three? Do let us know whereabouts you are in the world, okay? John, a young lad was stabbed to death near my home the other night. Awful. See? Just dreadful. London is a dreadful place now. Anyway, that's all my news. Those of you that are karaoke lovers may like to know that the songbook has been updated. Now, when I do my karaoke nights, I do have some books of songs, but they're not really up to date. Within a couple of weeks, they've gone out of date. And believe me, mine are out of date now. But I do have my entire list of songs available to sing at karaoke nights online. That is always bang up to date. They've just had another 20 brand new songs added, all chart stuff, brand new stuff. The old stuff is already in there. You know, you don't need to buy the same song twice. Although I've got like several different versions of songs, which someone has helped me collect over the years. And you buy these songs, and each year it's very expensive to set up a karaoke system. Very expensive. If you're starting from scratch, the songs will cost you an absolute fortune. But once you've got them, to tick over costs you probably about 15 to 20 quid a month on new songs. Each month I buy a brand new selection of songs. You get about 20 songs a month. 15 to 20 songs, somewhere around that region. And I only buy them from Sunfly now. I've got a lot of the other ones. You only need one company really to use them. Zoom are very good. These are all karaoke companies that make songs. There's Zoom, there's Sunfly, there's Mr. Entertainer. They're like the three big ones. You know, you can go online and you buy every month I buy a new one. And that's important to keep it up to date like that. Although it has to be said, and I've said to other karaoke blokes, no one sings the new songs. They don't bother. Darren is in Walsall, West Midlands. Also, you're not too far from me, Darren. I'm in Lincolnshire at the moment. I live in two places. I live in Bracknell in Berkshire, down south. Today I'm in a place called Chapel Hill in Lincolnshire, which is quite near Boston. That's where I am at the moment. All right. Yes. So if you ever want to have a look at my songbook, then just go on the internet and it's bang up to date. Type in songbookslive.com, all one word, songbooks, SONGBOOKS, songbookslive.com, That's all one word, as I say. SONGBOOKSLIVE, songbookslive.com/karaoke London. All one word, karaoke London. And you can either download the entire lot of songs or search for a particular song, and that's where all my songs are. Okay, I am hosting karaoke tonight in North London, which I'll tell you about after I've done today's birthdays. We've only got 3 birthdays today. We've got Carl Waring's birthday. Now, Carl is the chap who provided our happy birthday song, which you're about to hear in a moment, which he played on his little keyboard some years ago, actually. And because he heard a version that I used, and he didn't like it, he said, "Do you want me to try and do you one?" So he did, and he did that one. Later on, he did do another version, which I wasn't keen on, so I don't use the other version. But I use the original version as provided by old Carl Waring, who is today 52 years old. So happy birthday to you, Carl. Also today, Carl Edwards, who makes rare appearances at the karaoke at Central Station. So happy birthday to Carl Edwards. And Daniel Taylor. Good morning, Daniel. Who I've just reconnected with after like 20 years. Now, Daniel, and I recognised him straight away. He walked into Central Station, which is my main place of work in King's Cross in London. He walked in there about 4 weeks ago, and I was getting out of the car, and I saw this bloke walk past, and I thought, oh, I recognise him. Who's he? Who's he? And I walked in, and while I was on the stage doing my karaoke, I looked at him, and he was looking at me. And I thought, yeah, you do know me. And I went over. I said, where do I know you from? And he said, the Black Cat. I said, I knew I'd seen you before. What's your name? Daniel. Right, yeah. And he said, I'm on your Facebook. The trouble is, I've so many people on the Facebook now, as well as friends, people who just watch the show and they want to do the friend thing. So that's okay as well. And we had a good old chat. And apparently he was only 15 years old when he was coming in the Black Cat. He's not the only one, to be fair. There's a lot of people who you don't know at the time. You didn't realise at the time, but there's a lot of young people underage who used to come into the Black Cat, which is no longer open. But he was only 15, and now he's in his 30s now. So it's nice to reconnect. He runs a hostel called I think it's called Home, which is just round the corner from Central Station, and he's just got together with another lad there who's a nurse. So it's nice to see them together. So happy birthday to you, Daniel. And Carl, and the other Carl as well. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Or boys. No girls today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Carl and Daniel. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Oh. Cut the music off then too early, didn't I? Anyway, happy birthday, boys and girls. LaBelle says, can you buy a full karaoke of Broadway shows? Just wondered. Well, I do have some shows in there, all sorts of bits. I think you can buy, I can't remember now how I've done it. I think you can buy specific karaoke CDGs, which are like show tunes and things like that. You'd have to do a little bit of a search. I'm sure you can. I can't remember whether I bought them as one disc or they've appeared on separate discs as just one of the tracks, you know. So that's how it goes there, all right. Mike's planning on doing a show like yours when I retire in a couple of years. Slowly getting the equipment at the moment. Going to call it the Mikey Mike Talk Show. Yes, Mikey. There's a few of us around. There's a few of us around who do these. Okay. All right. So it's karaoke tonight, boys and girls. Join us at Central Station. There you go. That's where our karaoke night is tonight. Karaoke, Friday night karaoke at Central Station tonight, 37 Wharfdale Road in King's Cross. And we start at 8:30, going right the way through until it's midnight tonight. Yeah. 8:30 to midnight, Central Station, 37 Wharfdale Road in King's Cross. Okay. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today. And I'll see you again very soon. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.